Welcome to the show. We've got a great episode here. In all things PR, marketing, advertising, we are always working with copy and content. It's a big part of the job. So that's what we're going to focus on in this episode. But before we get started, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the bell so that whenever we drop a new episode, you're the first to know. And give our videos a like. It gives us an indication of what you enjoy, so we can bring you more of that. So let's dive right in. Why do Brits spell color with an OU? Vowels aren't the only difference between British and American English, but these spelling changes have an interesting backstory. Let's check it out together. When the United States of America declared independence from England, it was sort of like a bad breakup. Americans got rid of reminders of their past life, such as monarchic rule and a taste for jellied eels. It was also the start of a linguistic divide between British and American English, marked by different spellings. Think about it as you grow up at home under your parents' rules, and then, when you're 18 or 19, you leave the house, and then you start to form your own rules and do things your own way. That's how I see how things changed in America following independence when the British left. Or should I say, when England left. We see this schism most clearly today in words like honor, right, where the British spelling is H-O-N-O-U-R, and the American spelling is H-O-N-O-R. And favorite, the British spelling is F-A-V-O-U-R-I-T-E, where the American spelling is F-A-V-O-R-I-T-E. The words sound exactly the same. So spelled with an O-U by the Brits, but with just an O by American English speakers. The English language as a whole developed in large part by borrowing words from other languages. There is a side note I'd like to put in there. If you grew up in the UK and you move to the US, people think you can't spell or you're spelling words incorrectly. You're spelling program with an MME at the end, where in the US it just ends with the first M, P-R-O-G-R-A-M, and things of that nature. So it takes a while to adjust. Back to the subject. So, as I said, the English language as a whole developed in large part by borrowing words from other languages. English is not just English. Take the word color. It was adopted from French, where it's spelled couleur, C-O-U-L-E-U-R. A lot of British words are actually also, or English words I should say, are actually also derived from Latin or German. Often the British retained seemingly superfluous vowels from the original language, not because they served a particular purpose, but rather as a nod to the word etymology. Prior to the 18th century, spelling wasn't standardized. If your reader could understand the meaning of your words, it didn't matter so much if you spelled, defense, D-E-F-E-N-C-E with a C, and your neighbor spelled it defense, D-E-F-E-N-S-E. However, American Noah Webster of Webster's Dictionary was a prominent advocate for standardizing spelling. A lot of us still use the Webster's Dictionary as our de facto. And also for efforts to differentiate American English from the English spoken elsewhere. Think of it also in the biblical terms. Sometimes you might be reading the King James Version, which might be different from a completely different version of the Bible in terms of the words and the terms they use. So, one method to accomplish both goals was to simplify the spelling by removing what he thought were extra letters and changing letters to match phonetic pronunciations. So in 1806, he published a compendious dictionary of the English language, which eliminated the U from words such as honor, H-O-N-O-U-R, and K from words such as public, P-U-B-L-I-C-K, and the double I in words such as, the double L in words such as traveled, T-R-A-V-E-L-L-E-D. It still sounds the same with one L, right? With two L's, traveled. With one L, traveled. It also changed the CE in words such as defense, D-E-F-E-N-C-E, to S-E. Because the way it sounds at the end, defense, it actually sounds like an S, not a C. However, like anything else in the English language, there are exceptions to the rule. Take the word glamour, G-L-A-M-O-U-R. It originated in Scotland and didn't appear in Webster's dictionary until after Mr. Webster's spelling efforts had passed. So, tough word to say, lexicographers, bear with me. It's hard to say, try it yourself. Lexicographers kept the OU since there was no longer a concerted effort to get rid of those superfluous vowels en masse. See what I did there? En masse. Again, an English word that's French. Great. That brings us to the end of this episode. Thanks for listening and tuning in. We always appreciate having you. Make sure you subscribe and like our videos. Hit the bell to get notifications. Head over to buymeacoffee.com/Samson King to support the channel. And as always, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.